Resurgence Map 1. One of my favorite opening levels in a Megawad. It's just got a really good ambience to it, a very nice mood and atmosphere. I like the blend of red rock and like the black kind of crackle floors and blood and all that kind of good stuff. And also the music's pretty good. But anyway, we're not here to talk about how cool this level looks. We're here to talk about two different speedrun demos. And of course, when I say we, I mean me. You are not here talking about anything. You're watching a YouTube video. So, I recorded recently two demos on the first level of Resurgence that I'm talking about here. In first order, I'm going to be doing the Tyson demo. And then second up, I will be showing the UV Max demo. So I did both of these very recently. Both of them are new records. And I recently have been getting back into Resurgence again after a very long break. This is one of the first Doom Megawads that I did speedruns of a long time ago, like 10 years ago or so, because this was new around the time I was like new in the Doom speedrunning scene, and I wanted to play new releases at the time, so this is one of them. I got a lot of nostalgia for it. But anyway, this is UV Tyson. The reason I'm showing UV Tyson first is because that's a really hard jump. I reset there a lot. It looks pretty easy, and it's easy to get the jump, but if you'll notice, these imps here, sometimes they're like just perfectly aligned with the cliff, and you'll just run into the imps, and it's just like it registers like a wall, right? Because the imps are lined up with the cliff side, so that's why I would fail that a lot. But anyway, once you get that, I like to get the armor first, because when you get the armor, it's kind of like an awkward routing section. At least in UV Max, you need it because it has the secret tag on it. Tyson, you don't need the secret tag, but you really want the armor, trust me. So I try to just get it first, get it out of the way, because then otherwise, you know, well, you get it out of the way, and then you just have a bunch of armor right at the beginning. That's really great. But then you don't have to like worry about trying to like squeeze that into the route, because it goes, it makes you go from the top layer to the bottom layer. And for progression, that's an important feature. There's 6 specters here. Just to be clear, I did record the Tyson demo after I did the UV Max demo. But either way, these specters were terrible. When I was doing the UV Max demo, which is a lot like tighter for time, I was trying to shoot that shotgunner up there. If you couldn't tell, there's one guy on the cliffside, worst enemy in the level. But when I was trying to get the UV Max demo, those 6 specters were really annoying, because it's, you know, there's more tightness with the time you're trying to get versus Tyson. There's a lot more room to play with here. This section I had a lot of issues with here. You know, if I came here with anything less than like 50% health, I had a lot of problems. Because there's 2 medic kits over there on the like little lava fall thing there. But if you're coming into this section with less than 50, you're inclined to just like grab the kits immediately. And then you don't have them to play with when you inevitably get hit by a big missile here or something like that. So in this section, this is like the final area basically. And there's like a big swarm of imps, cacodemons, and revenants. And so my goal here is to kill the cacodemons as soon as possible. They're the most frustrating to do in a Tyson run. It's just something about their hitboxes, you know, just the way that they attack. You know, they can be like really quick to attack, you know, after being after taking damage. So you just want to get rid of them as soon as possible. So the strategy there is you want to get them hit by anything, and then they'll be aggressive against another enemy type, and then you just kind of sneak in and murder them from behind, you know. Doesn't happen every time. Right here, I didn't really get it because I had already punched that guy. Very rarely, and I'm going to pause here for a second because we're at 79 out of 81, so we're going into the last section here. But very rarely, the Hell Knight that's guarding the exit would infight with a cacodemon when I was doing the kind of run around and kill all the guys section that I was just, you know, at. And that saves a lot of time because the Hell Knight is you'll see in a second here, but it's in this close quarters area, and you have to punch them, and just avoiding that, it's like 5 to 10 seconds, you know. And it's just, I had that happen like 2 or 3 times, very lucky, but never again. So here's the Hell Knight. I fell down here. This is my biggest regret in life, just generally speaking. You know, I just regret this more than anything else I've ever done. But right here again, I just kind of went for an aggressive punch because I failed the lift, and I was like, well, I'm not going to fail the lift and then do like a slow 1-2 punch setup. I'm just going to go for it. If I die, I die. So I made it with the 2% health, which is pretty good. But anyway, that is UV Tyson. That is the new record for that. I recently got that. I believe the old record was, I'm just going to look it up real quick live on video, and I'm not going to edit this out because why would I do that? The old record was 3 minutes 14 by 4-Shot Blast, and the old record for UV Max was 1:43 by Memphis, and we're about to watch that. You know, I was considering doing a demo history of this, but it's a lot of editing, and I'll do that later. But anyway, so this is UV Max. Obviously, UV Max, you're allowed to use guns, like the shotgun, for example, pretty useful. And the rocket launcher, which is very useful. So let's check this out. Again, the last time I had the record for this was like 9 years and 10 months ago. I actually added it up just out of curiosity. So again, this is one of the first WODs that I ever did demos for way back in the day. Because it was new when I started Doom speedrunning, and there's a couple WODs that are like 2014, 2013 releases that I played a lot when I was very new in the Doom speedrunning scene. I started when I was in when it was in 2013. I think I started recording demos in 2014. So again, that era played a lot of new releases. So again, just Resurgence, you know, for me, is very nostalgic. I like it. So. And it's been on my mind wanting to do this run on and off for a couple years, and I'm happy to have finally done it. It's not perfect. You know, let's just get that out of the way. It's not perfect, but it's solid. It's okay. I tried to get those guys to get, like, infighting a little bit there. So I skip killing those guys, run around, and sometimes the imps and the demons fight, but it doesn't happen too often. I kill these guys here a little superfluously just because I don't want to deal. I mentioned this in the Tyson demo, and I'm just going to pause here. When you're going to try to get that green armor secret, sometimes the imps can just perfectly align with the edge, and so it'll just, you'll bounce off of it like a wall, right? You won't land on the platform, and then therefore you can't trigger the secret, therefore your run is over. So I just tried to kill both of those guys on the way past. Sometimes I would kill one of the imps, but I just decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna kill two. It is slightly slower. They can get killed via infighting later very easily, so you're just sitting there wasting the time to shoot them, but it's a consistency tactic. I decided there was enough time to save in this run total. Here's the Spectres, by the way, but there's enough run time to save that I could deal with a little bit of a slower strategy just to get me past the hump a little bit more. Again, these Spectres are really frustrating because it's really fucking hard to see them, man. That's 6 right there. You just gotta count them, you know, when you get to that part where you're going back up the stairs and you've only killed like 3 or 4, just, you gotta know that there's gonna be more coming. Right here, I like to use the rocket launcher on those cacos because you can get some splash on the lower section. Didn't really work out too well there. That was like a really bad version of that, if not non-existent entirely. So right here, what I try to do, wasted rocket, unfortunately. What I try to do is I try to give these guys a little bit of time to start infighting. And then I want to focus fire on like the big enemies and then let the splash kill the small guys around them. Now, I will be honest with you, that cleanup, not that good. Not that good. I've had a lot better cleanups. I would say out of all the runs that I've been doing, if RNG was very good to me, I would be able to get like a 135-ish, you know, 132 maybe, like absolute ceiling if you got perfect luck. You didn't kill those imps in the safety mechanism I mentioned, all that kind of stuff. But either way, 141, I'll take it. And again, the infighting section, the rockets and the splash at the end could have been a little bit better. I wasted like 1 rocket. A couple of them were not, you know, that well, you know, shot out. Again, I did the safety shots on the imps. But either way, lots of fun getting this one done. And I've been going through some Resurgence again. And it's a fun WOD. I like it. So, it doesn't have, I don't think it has a complete UV Max table. So if any speedrunners are watching this, there's a couple levels that I don't think have been done yet. Or they have been done, but like it's a cheater who did them. That's a different can of worms. Anyway, thank you for watching Resurgence. You know, it's just a cool word to say. I like Resurgence. Anyway, see ya.